Hi guys, I am back with another Amazon wig review. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll be doing wig reviews at least once a week, and enjoy. Tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, and comment below. Welcome back to my channel. I am here with another wig review for you. Of course, I got it from Amazon because my goal is to bring to you wigs that are reasonably priced and still look good. So here is the packaging that I got, and I will put the specs as always down below for this wig. Hopefully when I open it, because I should have already had that together, it will have the name at least so that I can speak on it. Alright, so it's pretty, this is a 24-inch long braided wig. And this is tied Swiss lace glueless wig. Now, again, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I will be going to New Orleans for the Essence Festival. So I was kind of just looking for different wigs that would not be too hot. Like I'm gonna wear this curly wig with a nice little, what do you call that, sundress that I had gotten from Fashion Nova. Stay tuned for that fashion haul, and we'll go from there. But anyway, so I've opened it up, and the packaging is not as nice as some of the other wigs that I've reviewed. But hey, I'm not for the package. I'm like, is the wig gonna be good? That's all I'm gonna do. So we'll go ahead and open it up and kind of look at the construction of everything. And right now what I have, they gave me a wig cap. I definitely needed this color. So when I wanted to melt my lace, this is the color that I use, which is I think it's nude. Yeah, I don't know what color this is. It doesn't say on here, but it's the lighter one, like a caramel complexion. So that's the one I use. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this and unpackage it. It's heavy, so I don't know what the density is of the braids, but as you can see, I got this in a 33, 1 and a 33, because I always have to have a little bit of color, and I think it goes nicely with my skin tone. Anyway, so it's just two braids, and I've dropped something. So it's just two braids, and they are, dang, this thing is heavy. It keeps slipping out of my hand. And let me put some light on it. Hey. Better light on it so that you can see the braids. And I'm trying to see in the back, because someone I said I saw was saying that it looks good when it's up front, but the back, I want to make sure there's no track showing, because that would be a no-no, and it doesn't look like it to me. Now, will that change once I put it on my head? And I'm a little bit concerned about the cap size. It looks small, but it has 4 combs, or let me see, 1, 2, 3 combs. So there's one in the front, and a couple on the side. The lace looks like it might have maybe 2 or 3 inches of parting space so that it could look natural in the front. But we shall see once we get this bad boy on. I haven't decided if I'm going to glue this on for demonstration purposes. I'm really concerned about how heavy this is, though. This is a lot of hair, and I'm concerned about once I start to sweat in this sucker, is that glue gonna hold? But it does have nice amount of baby hairs. Of course, I'm gonna be able to trim those suckers up and go from there. But stay tuned. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this installed, and let's see how it looks.
Alright, so the first thing that I did is went ahead and placed this wig on my head, and it turns out that the wig cap was actually a little bit too big, which you'll see a little bit later because it actually goes all the way over my ears. I probably at some point will cut those away. But what I did was I just combed all the baby hairs to the back. I never clipped them because it never works for me. And I'm going to go ahead and place this wig on my head where, you know, just where I think that it looks pretty nice. And I'm going to go ahead and attempt to start cutting away at the lace as closely as possible to the hairline without actually cutting the hair. Um, I'm right-handed, and as you will be able to see, it is so easy for me to cut from right to left. But when I try to cut from left to right, I had to kind of doctor it up a little bit. But I'm actually pretty happy at how I was beginning to put this all together and you know, cut it, because I think that I did a very good job of cutting very close to that hairline and not snipping away at any of the hair, as you'll be able to see. It's just so important that you try to get it as close to your hairline as possible so that it can have a more realistic look. Now, as you see, as I go to the other side, it was very hard for me to try to figure out how I was going to cut it. So I decided I'm going to cut it and still go from my right to my left because of my right-handedness. So I'll go ahead and get that off. So go ahead and take a look and watch me continue to slay and cut this lace.
Sometimes I wonder, do you even recognize the woman that's standing in front of you? Listen, sometimes I wonder, do you even care to realize why I took care?
Alright, so now that I have this lace all taken care of, I am going to attempt to pluck the hairline a little bit. I know I'm not going to be able to quite do it because the hair is braided up, and I'm not going to pluck it so much that the braids begin to come apart. These are messy braids, so I didn't want to do too much to it, but I just wanted the hairline to look a little bit more realistic. So I'm going to pluck in between the baby hair and the braid so that I can have some separation, so that it actually look like my hair has been parted. So I'm just gonna lightly, gently take my tweezers and pluck backwards and pull out hair as I go along, just to thicken that line up, as you will see me do. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that on both sides.
You are my soul. You're my other half. Without you, I cannot be home, baby. So far apart, I just don't know what your words so hard in the first place. Now I know, baby, why these tears I cry sure won't be the last. It will not be the last, no. 'Cause this pain inside never seems to pass. It never seems to pass me by. So I thank you. Said I thank you. Yes, I thank you for making me a woman.
Now I am going to attempt to cut away at some of the baby hairs. I do want the majority of the baby hairs to be long because, like I said, these are messy braids. They're not supposed to look neat. Just kind of like if you had long hair, you just threw it up really quick, you know, to just try to get it out of your face. So I wanted it to remain looking natural. And when you have long hair like this, you're not going to have very tiny you know, baby hair. So I wanted to keep them semi-long. But because I wear contacts and all that, I know that I'm at least going to tack down the top of the baby hairs as much as possible. So I've decided I'm just going to put a thin layer of the Got to Be Glued on here just to kind of get it to stick, and so that I could wear it at least for a full 24 hours and get a feel for it. So I'm going to go ahead and put on that thin layer right around the perimeter of my hairline, and go from there. And I'm going to go ahead and get this thing attached on. Now, as you can see, if the cap had fit a little bit better, it would actually be glueless. I would say this cap size is probably over 23 inches. Most the average cap size is between 22 and 23.5 inches. I would say I would err that this cap size is pretty large for those people who have a larger head, because I'm one of them, and it is a little bit too large for me. So I'm going to go ahead and press this the edges down with the Got to Be Glued. I did let it get a little bit tacky, so I'm just pressing it down, and I'm noticing on the edges I just didn't put enough. You know, because I don't have any hair on the side, I am always just adding some glue right there. So I'll probably come back and add a little bit more glue to those sides just to get it to be more flush. So I'm just adjusting the wig and tapping it with the back of my comb, just trying to get this thing to, you know, just kind of lay flat and kind of melt into my scalp. And without any powder or anything on, like, you really have to be looking to tell that it is a wig per se. I mean, of course you would know it's a wig or whatever, but I'm just saying it looks natural. The hairline looks natural is what I mean to say. So I'm going to go ahead and finish taking care of trying to get this sucker tagged down, and I'll be back.
Sometimes I wonder, do you even recognize the woman that's standing in front of you? Listen, sometimes I wonder, do you even care to realize why I took care of you? 'Cause you're my heart, you are my soul, you're my other half. Without you I cannot be whole, baby. So far apart, I just don't know what your words apart in the first place. Now I know, baby, why these tears I cry shall not be the last. It will not be the last, no. 'Cause this pain inside never seems to pass. It never seems to pass me by. So I thank you, said I thank you, yes I thank you for making me.
Okay, so now that I've got it all tacked down as much as it's going to be, it probably still needs to dry. I'm going to attempt to kind of mess with these baby hairs just a little bit. And then this is what I mean. I'm only going to kind of mess with them at the front of my hair, just so that they don't like go into my eyes. You know, I wear contacts, and not just because, you know, to change my eye color, because I can't see, so I don't need any hair in my eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and slick these baby hairs down as much as I can in the front. I don't know how good it looks. I like it, but that is the plan, just around the edge, and then kind of leave the rest of the baby hairs like natural. Again, these are messy braids. These are not supposed to look all neat and all of that. So I'm just trying something just a little bit different. And I mean, for you, if you want to go ahead and tack down your baby hairs, you think something else looks better for you, then go ahead and take care of that and do it. I will always tell people I'm horrible at doing baby hair anyway, but you know, I try, and I think that with more practice, I will be okay. I'm just not that good with it, but I kind of like the way that it looks. It looks better in person than it does on video. It looks really, did I say really, natural. So I'm just gonna play around with it a little bit and just try to get it to, you know, just come together. And look at the size. You can't even, you have to really be up on it to kind of see that that is not my hairline. So you can't tell me that it doesn't look natural around the hairline. Here we go. Okay, so I've gotten this wig, you know, all nice and secure. So now what I'm going to do is use some powder, just around the same color as my skin tone, and try to go around the edges where I actually plucked, trying to give it a little bit more definition so that it will actually look like the hairs are coming from my scalp and that lace is lightened up enough or blended enough to kind of look like my skin tone. So I'm just going to add around the perimeter. And again, it is my intention to have this wig kind of look messy so that it can like look kind of natural to me. I really do like it. Earlier I was trying to pluck the part to make it wider, but I was pulling the braids apart. So that's why, I don't know if you saw that earlier, but that's why I stopped. But overall, I do think that it's a pretty cool braid. I paid $45 and some change for the braid. I mean, for the wig. And you can actually take this apart and wear the hair, but that's not what I purchased it for. And I think the back came out pretty good. It looks, you know, pretty decent. No track showing. So this will work just fine. So go ahead again, y'all. You guys go on Amazon. I'm sure you guys probably can style it just a little bit better than I did. But I think that it's a pretty cool wig for the price. And I would just jump on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's on you. See you next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my videos, people. See you next time.